Hi, this is John with Bike Switzerland. This is the second of our podcasts, and I'm coming to you from our office in Zurich again. This time we're in the library where we have all of our information related to the tours. We have regional information, maps, hotel brochures, restaurant brochures, different information related to the routes themselves, so maps, etc., etc. But we're not talking so much about the tours today, but rather about a special person, very special person who helped us out with our bicycle tours a lot this summer, and that is a certain Mr. Jeremy Kalmus. Jeremy's picture right there. So Jeremy came to us from Redlands University after graduation to help with Bike Switzerland. Basically, Jeremy prepped bikes, did some simple mechanics on the bikes, cleaned the bikes, greeted customers, made sure everybody was happy. He did lots of different things. And we're talking about Jeremy today and his experience because in a few weeks' time, we're going to announce the openings for Bike Switzerland internships for 2012. So stay tuned for that. Maybe you're qualified, maybe you know someone who would be good at it, who would like to do that. So we're going to be announcing that sometime in November. But ideally, we would have someone who is just out of university or probably under 30 years old in any case. Of course, the person needs to be a competent bicycle mechanic. And ideally, we would have someone who would speak a little French or German. But that's sometimes difficult to find, so not the prerequisite. So Jeremy had a great time, and he's going to talk a little bit about his experience. But before he does that, I'd just like to say that our intern for 2012 will begin in June and probably stay with us until October 1st. We'll give him or her a nice little stipend to live on and also accommodation, and make sure that that person has a lot of fun doing some tours with us, doing some guiding, using our bikes when he needs to or wants to. So with further ado, we'll let Jeremy talk a little bit about the experience himself. Jeremy!
A typical hard day at Bike Switzerland is rolling into work around 10 o'clock and maybe picking up some bikes from the train station that have come back, and then bringing them back to the shop and setting up the power hose to hose them down and spray them up and clean them up. Checking over the brakes and the tires and making sure that everything is working properly and functioning well, and then bringing them to our storage location. And then likely setting up for a tour, which means bringing bikes up from the storage location and then double checking them, making sure that everything's working properly, maybe giving them a secondary shine, a little wax maybe, and make sure getting everything ready to go and putting on the right pedals and making sure the gears are functioning properly. I lived here in Geneva, Switzerland. Took the tram to work most days. Some days rode my bike to work. And I got to experience life here in Geneva, Switzerland.
And what kind of living situation did you have?
I lived with a family, and I had my own room, a sublet room in a full apartment with a kitchen and my own bathroom, and it was fine. It was a good living situation. Small, but very, very good. I rode my bike a lot. There's some beautiful cycling around.
So you had to bring your own bike to
I didn't bring my own bike, but I got to borrow a bike from Bike Switzerland, one of our beautiful BMC street racers. And I got to do a lot of cycling up in the hills in the Jura and over in France at the Salève. And then I met a lot of people from the triathlon club, so I did a lot of swimming and a lot of running. And enjoyed the nightlife that Geneva has to offer. Enjoyed the beautiful landscapes. very basic understanding of how everything works and how everything fits together. Should be able to take apart a bike and put it back together in pretty much order. Changing flat tires is very important. I think fiddling with gears and making sure that they work properly, function properly, and just being able to clean a lot. Be ready to clean a lot, clean very thoroughly, and just kind of zenning out and scrubbing every little crack and crevice and getting all the grease and dirt off of
You should bring
bikes.
an iPad or an iPod or both.
You should bring an iPad or an iPod. Listen to NPR a lot. Just kind of put on some music and clean. Going on the tours was absolutely the most fun part. Getting to meet a lot of new people and hear everyone's stories and how they got to Switzerland, how they found Bike Switzerland, where they're from, what they do, and just really exploring Switzerland's mountains and everything it has to offer. My next stop, I'm headed back to New Jersey to see my dad, and then I'll be doing a road trip with a friend, and then likely ending up in Austin, Texas.